Welcome back to another video on HTML. Today we're going to see hyperlinks in HTML, which is a very interesting topic. So are you ready? So let's go. So do you remember last time where we left, we had seen this many things, and I hope that you have practiced this because it's very necessary to practice it once you know, right? Okay, so let's begin with links. Links, that means hyperlinks. Okay, so I'll just go in my body section. Okay, before that, I'll just show you this thing once again. You remember, right, that how we have opened this and how to open HTML in browser as well as over here. Simply what you have to do is where you have saved it, right? The file where you have saved it, you have to go there. And this was my file, right? Tags.html. So I'll just open this in browser. Okay. So sorry, it didn't got clicked. Open with browser. Where it is? Where is my? Yeah, Google Chrome, right? And it will open, or simply in double click, right? I've already opened it. Okay, so this is there. Then, and how to open this page is you have to open with Notepad, okay? And it will open, which I've already opened. Okay, so without wasting time, let's proceed with what hyperlinks. So today we're going to see hyperlinks in HTML. Do you remember how to comment? Because this is just for us. This is just in the code for us. So how to comment? Control and Q, right? Okay, so hyperlinks means where we navigate from one page to another page, right? So the tag for hyperlink is anchor tag. Which tag? Anchor tag. For that, you don't need to write whole anchor in HTML. HTML tag for that is simply A. A means anchor tag. And with that, you have to give an attribute of href. Remember last time we've done attributes, right? So here is href. Href means your reference where you're pointing to. So we are going to point to another page which I have created, index.html. Okay, in the same folder, right? And I'll give the name for that page as index page. Okay, and then I'll just close it because it's very necessary to close to what you open, right? So this index.html is here. It's simply the same thing I've written over here, nothing much more. Okay, so I've given that path over here, right? Index.html. And yes, it doesn't look like a path because it is in the same folder. If you see, it is in the same folder at my location. So tags and index.html is in the same folder. That's why it is directly index.html. If it would have been in some other folder, inside some other folder, then we have to give something like this, a/b/, okay, and your name. So now it is in the same page. So I'll just go and refresh this. Can you see index page? If I click on this, oh, here we go. Wow. So here is another page, which is index page, right? So this is how we navigate. Yeah, right? Okay. Now, if for example, what we saw, we went to index and there is no button, I have to go to back. So if you want to go again to the home page, then what we'll need to do? Same thing. We'll do the same thing. What we'll do, we'll just put it in index section, index page, right? Here. And instead of index.html, which name we'll give? We'll give tags.html. Isn't it so easy? And over here, we can write home page. Home page. And here we go. Home page. Index page. Home page. Isn't it cool? Yeah. Okay. So proceeding with this, there is, for example, now, okay, I want a Google link on my page as well. So what I'll do, I'll put a Google link as well. So instead of this, we can also put any website link. Okay, so https www.google.com. Right? Okay, let's see. Refresh it. How come homepage? I copied it, so I have to correct it with Google Okay. Now, you know what I'm doing here? After doing every changes, I'm just doing Control S, that is I'm saving. Then I'll tap going to my browser and refreshing it. So it gets updated. See, Google. If I click Google, Google is here. Index page is here. Homepage, Google, Google. Okay, now I see that it looks little not good, that they are very beside to each other, very close to each other, I mean. So what we can do is, do you remember we did a break tag last time? Yeah, it's written below what we did, right? So what does that do? It breaks a sentence. You get that Google in a new page, Google, index page, right? Okay, but I don't want it in the next line. I just want it beside it, but with a space. So will this work? I've given space. And let's see. No, it doesn't work. It's just very close to it. So for that, we have another tag to give space. And that is, this is a very important tag for giving space. It is ampersand and BSP, right? Do remember. Now I'll save it and refresh it. Oh, here it is. Can you see the space? Yeah, if I want to give it one more time, I'll give it one more time. Yeah, space, right? Okay, so this is a space for space. Okay. Okay. Now one more thing I want to tell while doing this two thing. This was an relative path, and this was an absolute path. Okay. So these are type of paths you can say. Relative path means in the same folder itself. You're pointing it to the same page in your website, right? So it is in your folder itself somewhere, right? Maybe it is in inside a folder and inside another folder, but it will be in the same structure path, right? But whereas absolute path is absolutely different from what your website is, right? This is a different website, as you can see, right? This is called as relative path and this is called as absolute path. Clear? Okay, fine. So let's move to another tag, another interesting tag, I would say, and that is the same page, email tag. For example, you want to link your email over here from your website or from your web page. So what you're going to do? Same thing. href is going to remain always, right? Because this is what we do for links. We are referring. So href, and then here is a syntax for email. We don't give directly path, but we have to write mail to and the mail ID to whom you're going to send, right? Suppose help desk. If there's some issue, then you know user should go to help. So this is my email, and here I'll write support mail. Okay, let's see, Control S, refresh. Here it comes. Okay, again, there's no space. I have to just Control S, refresh here. If I click on it, yeah, it is. I get directly redirected to the mailbox, helpdesk@gmail.com, right? Okay, and also one thing we can do over here is we can put a subject as well with the for whom we have to say. We can also put subject over here, and the subject would be subject equal to please assist on this, on the below issue. And below issue will be whatever issue you have during accessing the web page or whatever, right? Refresh it. Yeah, please assist on the below issue. Isn't it very cool? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, one more thing I noticed is that when we click over here, do you see the page, the another page opens, or the another link open on the same tab, right? And then I have to put on a home page. Google opens over here. I have to go to back. Now for index page, we did home page over here. We linked again home page, so it's easy to navigate. But for Google, then again, we have to go back, right? I don't want like this. I want every page which we are clicking on, or every link which we are clicking on should open in a new tab. What should we do for that? Yeah, for that, we have to put target. Target means where this link should target, right? So this should target to a new page. So for that, we write underscore blank. This is a syntax for opening the link in a new page, in a new tab, right? Same thing I'll write everywhere. Okay, Control S and then refresh it. Now you see. Whoa. So it is opening in new tab. Isn't it great? We don't have to go back and forth again and again. Google in new, first page in new, right? See how many ever times you click, it will open in new tab, right? Support, yeah. Support is already, it comes in your mailbox. So no need to write over there, right? So this is how it is. Okay, isn't it great? Okay. Now with this links, one more thing I wanted to show you is, for example, if I want now a page, if you see a page, right, it has this much of content on it, in it, right? So for example, if I'm having more content, if I just copy paste the same thing below again and again. Okay, so I'll just do that. I want to show you something. I've already prepared it for saving up time. This is the same thing, okay, whatever I'm copying. It's the same thing which we have wrote above. This lorem thing, okay, paragraph. It's just a paragraph and I've just given heading to every paragraph, tags, list, and so on. Okay, so if you want to see, how does it look? It will look like this, HTML, tags, list, heading. Same thing. This is what we did over here, learning HTML. Same thing, but different heading I've given, right? So now our page has became a little long. So for example, I'm at the top. Now our page is still not so long, but in case when there is lots of content on the page and you have to browse very, at the very bottom, and then it's become little, not comfortable to browse every time. For example, if I want to go to this section, hyperlinks, and I'm at the top, and so I have to browse and browse and browse, and then I have to, navigate over here through browsing. So for that, we can reduce that as well, or we can ignore or avoid that as well by giving a link. How? Over here with the same tag. So I'll tell you how. So that will be like this. So how we'll do is href, the same thing will remain, and you want to go to hyperlinks, right? So, okay, what is the name of hyperlink? Oh, there is no name for hyperlink, isn't it? Is there any name for hyperlink over here? Oh, here it is. ID is equal to links. So what is this ID? This ID means, we have a name to identify ourselves, right? Because there are lots of people in the world. So how we'll get identified? When we are in school, we get an ID. We get ID, right? Each student get an ID. Why? To identify. That is an identification number. So that when the attendance is taken or any other thing has been done, teacher tells roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So accordingly, we give the attendance. This is ID. So for example, I want to tell my href, right, that this particular ID has to be called. So what I'll do, I'll give the name of that ID. Now this ID name is not a number, but a word. So I'll give that ID to this href, right? Fixed. Okay. And I'll remove this target blank because there's nothing to go blank or something like that. And I'll write to it, maybe hyperlinks. Right. Okay. And let's see now what happens. So this is a link and this is its ID. Okay. Okay. Now one more important thing. Whenever you call something like this, right? Call an ID, you have to precede that ID with, whenever you're calling it from somewhere, with a hash. Okay, remember this. This is a syntax. Okay, we have to do like this. So I'm calling the ID links, so I have to give a hash before that. Okay, Okay, I'll just put this as well over here because again there will be no space. Control S and then I run. Yeah, here we are, hyperlinks. If I click on this, oh, we are here. Isn't it great? So no need to browse, right? So for that purpose it was. Now again, after browsing, we are at the bottom and I want to go at the top. So what would I do? The same thing, I'll just write over here at the bottom, the same tag, I'll write, right? And instead of links, I'll write top. And see, I don't have to write this ID means I don't have to write top somewhere here. Top means top, okay? So it will directly point at the top of the page. So that's why we don't have to give any ID. Whereas for this particular thing, what we have to do means links were somewhere in between, right? Hyperlinks were somewhere in between. So we can't find, right? It cannot find where this hyperlinks are. That's why we have to give ID for that particular thing. But for top, it will directly navigate to the top of the page. So there's no need to give anything. So if I write back to top, let's see how does it look. And here we are. Back to top. Ooh, hyperlinks. And then back to top. Isn't it great? Wow, this was very interesting. Yes. So I want you to go through all these links and practice it by yourself and try it out. And let me know how do you feel after doing it. Okay. Well, further we'll continue with very important topics such as adding images on the web page, which is very interesting again. Then as well adding as well tables and furthermore many things. Okay.